Next is from Ryan Damone, and the subject is Young Rock episodes. How is NBC allowed to air these fairy tale stories on Young Rock? Andre was a racist who had bad news challenge to a fight. Rock's dad was a known locker room thief and Patterson did evil things. Vince has a bad history. Michael Hayes is a racist. These are the babyface characters? All right, that's no. I don't watch the show, but this guy's like obviously just.
I haven't seen the show, but I'm assuming it's not that type of show. This ain't Dark Side of the Ring. Plus, Rock never does controversial like that. He's kind of like family friendly, you know. Right. He's not gonna, you know what I'm saying?
And it's not meant to be.
He understands these. He understands. I would think that Rock. I would think, and I have the same mentality. Yeah, they were racist. Yeah, they were this. Yeah, they were that. But they were also some other thing. You're not just defined by all the bad things you did, because we all do bad things.
A lot of, but then just everybody has to remember. Okay, is this, bro? You cannot conflate the climate back in the 80s and 90s to what it is today. Right. It's just people have grown, we've evolved, but there's a 25, 30-year window of the evolution of race relations. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys are from the South, where there was a lot of rednecks and a lot of guys threw the around. Like, it was nothing, but then like gradually over time, it's like as a society, we've grown accustomed. Okay, we don't use like that language. We don't talk like that. We respect it. It's gotten way better. But if you just want to go back and say Andre the Giant was a racist, it's like, bro, what was that, like 40 years ago? You know, it's like it was funny because like they were like, you know, they'd work with the other black wrestlers, and like if they knew the guy was a racist, they still worked. You know, they didn't like, you know, they weren't like being racist in the ring with it. It was just like some people were brought up in different, like
I remember one time I did an interview and they had asked me something about Terry Taylor, right? Uh-huh. That if I thought he was a racist, and I actually said, this was my answer, I wouldn't be surprised if he was, because of where he comes from, and he got mad, and I was like, bro, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying you're. How old are you? And you're from Jacksonville, Florida, which is like Rednecksville. Right. Like, you know, my brother played football there. He was a running back.
Right.
And I went there and I was like, this is like very redneck, you know? And so I'm sure that in wrestling, which is almost all white, and it was more white before I came in, you know, good old boys were probably saying a lot of racial, you know?
And like, bro, you just like that's it.
Bro, I heard it when I first went into WCW the first time, like in '89.
Listen to how bad it is today. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not. I don't want to use the word how bad it is. I just want to say this is a perfect example. Look at what's happened to Tessa Blanchard. There's one instance where they've said like she maybe could use another black girl a few years ago. Bro, she's been like blackballed. That's how different it is today. Like that's how progressive we are, that we've known. Like you don't say like that. You can't be a racist and make it anywhere in this business. You know what I'm saying? You just don't use that language. You know, so I don't know. So it's this guy obviously is just a hater. So.
Yo, what up? This is Konnan, and I host Keeping It 100, my co-host, Disco Inferno, unfortunately.
Well, I'd say you're my co-host.
Listen, every Thursday here on Spreaker, we talk pro wrestling, sports, movies, music, TV, pop culture, and some politics. It's everything the rest of the pro wrestling podcasts are not.
Tune in to hear myself, the superior one, educate and inform.
Tune in to hear me bury Disco.
That's very disrespectful.
Join us every Thursday on Spreaker and keep it 100. Boom!